Here are 5 things I'd like to see added to Valheim. This is a nice scene and all, but imagine, I had a dog next to me to pet or hang out with. I feel like it's a given. Valheim should add dogs. Even my dog agrees. I know the game already has wolves and that you can tame them. It's not quite the same as dogs. I do think they could do some cool things to implement the dogs. Maybe you can find them in the abandoned villages in the meadows, or one of the traders has them. I don't think they should pull a Minecraft and where you tame a wolf and then it's suddenly a dog and they skip a couple steps. Actual Vikings did have dogs for guarding and hunting and herding, so it would make sense they're included in Valheim. I was watching The Last Kingdom, a show about Vikings, and I got this idea because they actually had a dog in their house early in the show. Not that it's some insane, unique idea. The next one is a quality of life change. Please let us fill things faster. Let me show you what I mean. Isn't this a bit absurd? Look at this. Got all this black metal. We've already smelted so much of it, but it's just not even worth it at this point. It's just so frustrating to make, right? I get you gotta use a lot of resources, right? You gotta fire up the kilns, put everything in the smelter, fine. And I get that the devs don't want to automate this entire process, but I hate doing this. Like, this seems so unnecessary. I should be able to hold shift and E and then just fill it with one click. Like, I should just be able to boop and it's all full. Because that's not that bad. But when I'm doing it over and over, like all this stuff, or I have all these smelters and extra kilns, it just doesn't feel good. And I do understand that part of the game is grinding, but this doesn't really feel like necessary. The punishment here, the negative, is that you have to wait for your resources to come out, and you have to use resources like wood. Alright, enough complaining, let's move on. When I'm walking around in the woods like this, like in the Black Forest, I'm always thinking something's missing, right? Yes, there are enemies, the Grey Dwarfs show up, sometimes you'll see skeletons or trolls. All those things those are monsters, they're not real things. I feel like it's missing something, right? Like, the mountain has wolves, and the meadows have deer and boar, and I guess deer are in the Black Forest too. I think a great addition that would make sense historically would be bears. They're, around that region, they were there when there's Vikings. Vikings had interactions with bears. Bruh, not like that. It wouldn't have to be some big fight like a troll fight would be. Like, maybe they just take 3 or 4 arrows or something. I don't know. I don't hunt bears, so I don't know how many arrows they can take. Probably a lot. They might flee from you. They might not even be that interested. They might just kind of walk past you and be like, whatever. Maybe you run into one with cubs. It's a little different. Yeah, they could spawn in the Black Forest, maybe even in the mountains, like on the lower parts of the mountains, like up here. It might be a little bit too redundant to have something like bear dens to go fight in. It might be too similar to the troll caves. I think that'd be pretty cool. Catch them hibernating or something. The next addition is more tree species. If you know anything about me, I'm a big tree nerd. Yes, the game has beech and birch, oak, fir, pines, all common trees in the Vikings region of the world. I do think it could benefit from other common species like ash and willow and hazel. I think those would be nice touches. It is a bit surprising that ash isn't included, because the mighty tree you see in the sky in Valheim is called Yggdrasil. It's kind of like in Norse mythology, the tree that connects the 9 realms. Yggdrasil is often considered to be an ash tree. The last thing on my list are berserker mushrooms. If you don't know what berserker mushrooms are, they're kind of famous because some Vikings would eat them and it would turn them into this almost superhero, like this fit of rage, and they would just almost be invincible and just go crazy. So some would take them for battle. If you've seen Bjorn from the anime Vinland Saga, you know what I'm talking about. Now, before you get mad at me, yes, I know Berserker Mead is something in the game, and it gives you similar effects, and has you take less damage and that kind of thing. But it's not quite the same as a Berserker Mushroom. Like, you craft it with the 3 mushrooms in the game, the yellow, the red, and the toadstool mushroom. So I think they could add a Berserker Mushroom. It could be pretty rare, or maybe you could trade for it. I think it would be a lot of fun, though. Well, that's everything I wanted to talk about today. But if you have any more ideas or you just want to comment on what I said, feel free to do so below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good one. Peace.